Hi, good morning. I am Janessa Bayo, and today we will going to read and discuss the profiling Chinese EFL learners in relation to their vocabulary learning strategy use. Abstract. This chapter presents a study on vocabulary learning strategies, or VLS, conducted in China. Results from a cluster analysis reveal that three different types of learners could be distinguished. The first one is most strategy users, second, moderate strategy users, and least strategy users. The results suggest that success in vocabulary learning requires learners to use a variety of strategies frequently to a certain extent, which also interacts with other factors such as English proficiency, degree of motivation, gender, and the amount of previous strategy instruction. Okay, the last 3 decades have seen an increased interest in second language vocabulary acquisition. So, with literature on various aspects of vocabulary and its acquisition, vocabulary learning strategies have drawn increased attention, but more research is needed in some countries. English is a popular foreign language in China, so we have to take note of that, and is essential for developing and changing the economic system. Non-English majors are required to learn English as a compulsory subject in their first and second year, and must pass the CET for test to be awarded a degree. Now let's proceed to the procedure. This study was conducted in the south of China by using questionnaires. 558 second year students from 3 universities were included. The questionnaire was composed of 5 sections, including introduction, biodata, a vocabulary levels test, motivation questionnaire, and a vocabulary learning strategy inventory. The NMAT was the only available English proficiency measure, but VLT was used as a complementary measure. The VLT contains words at 5 frequency levels, and the participants were required to match 6 words to 3 definitions. The VLT has been validated in different EFL or ESL contexts in previous research. The 21 item LLOS, IEA, and 72 item strategy inventory for vocabulary learning were used to measure the participants' motivation in learning English. So, cluster analysis was used to explore various learner profiles according to the 72 item individual strategy used in the SIVL. This data analysis tool can provide theoretical and conceptual insights into language or vocabulary learning strategies, but only few studies have adapted it. Cluster analysis is an exploratory technique used to group observations based on their characteristics. It does not offer standard and objective criteria for determining the final number of clusters. So researchers should take care in basing the analysis on a solid theoretical ground. So, hierarchical cluster involves agglomerative and divisive methods, with agglomerative techniques being more commonly used. So, hierarchical clustering is not suitable for analyzing a large sample size, while non hierarchical clustering works directly on the raw data and allows switching of cluster memberships. So, to gain the benefits of both approaches, a combination of both is usually used. So, with hierarchical clustering performed on a smaller subsample and non-hierarchical clustering conducted on the whole sample. So that's the difference. Now let's proceed to the discussion. Results showed that three types of learners were distinguished based on the frequency use of the 72 items on the CIVL. So most strategy use is group 1, moderate strategy user group 2, and least strategy user group 3. So group 1 included the most successful learners with high motivation, while group 3 included the least successful learners with lowest motivation. So, two groups of students were compared in terms of their frequency use of 72 individual strategies and five factors. So, English, which is English proficiency, motivation, gender, previous instructions on VLS from teachers, and previous instruction on VLS from books. So, Group 1 had a high awareness of the existence of a wide range of VLS and strategy training, while Group 3 had a lower awareness of the existence of a variety of strategies and strategy training. The results indicate that a certain extent to which a variety of strategies are used frequently is necessary but not sufficient for success in vocabulary English learning. So now, for our conclusion, therefore I conclude that this chapter profiled Chinese EFL learners according to their vocabulary learning strategy use. So results show that the majority of most strategy users tended to be the most successful learners who took strategy training quite often. So while the majority of least strategy users tended to be the least successful learners who rarely took strategy training. So so it is important for English teacher to take a strategy training course to raise their awareness and offer efficient advice on strategy use. Additionally, the greatest user of each strategy on the SIVL tended to be the most successful student. So that could be all, and thank you and God bless.